Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hi.
I like how you're like a few seconds behind. we're
It must be the lag, you know.
yeah, it's the leg, sure. we're going to talk about Eurogamer, yay!
Yeah.
Whoop, whoop. So we're going to start with picking on you two because since me and Das have been to PAX a couple times, we know what game conventions are like. This is the first time for you two, so let's start with what did you think? We'll start with Fad, just because I feel like it.
Okay. I was just surprised at kind of what was really there. I hadn't anticipated kind of the game exclusives and things like that, so there were things that I didn't know would be there, and it was like a constant kind of opening Christmas presents day. It's kind of, oh wow, this is here, I want to go and do that. So I really enjoyed it, and kind of meeting up with the three of you guys was absolutely phenomenal. I mean, if Eurogamer wasn't enough, meeting you guys was icing on the cake, really.
Oh, shucks.
No.
Oh, you cutie pie.
Oh, don't you make me blush!
Oh.
All right, Stocko. So what did you think of it, Mr. Press Pass?
Oh, yes. Yeah. That's the circles I roll in. If you're gonna do something, you know, you do it properly. No, I actually loved it. It was like Fad said, really, about the Christmas thing. You know, it's just like all the games you can think of, all the AAA titles. Not all the games, but majority of the games, and they were all there. And you had people like, especially the indie section was probably my favourite, and just seeing all the indie games that are out and available, and the devs actually like sort of took the time to come out and talk to you and explain their visions, you know, of what the game's going to do. And there's a few of them that sort of asked you questions when you played the game and said, "Oh, what do you think of this bit?" Or, you know, and I quite like that. I just wish that sort of AAA titles maybe done the same thing, but they kind of honed. I think the game was probably more polished than in development at that stage, I think.
Right.
But yeah, no, absolutely loved it. It's just we're going to mention it later, but the Oculus Rift is just nuts. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, because there's a whole
back on the whole game. It's like the Oculus is wow.
There's a whole story that goes to the Oculus Rift. So yeah, we'll come back to that one.
Yeah.
I think for me, I'm not going to speak for Das, but for me, well, one, it was our first time in London, so we hung out in London for 4 days before Eurogamer, and that was interesting. I'm not a big London fan.
That was interesting.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to, next time we go to the UK, we're gonna have to go up into out into the country. I guess it's up, out,
Definitely.
whatever, and get out of London.
Around.
Yeah, but the show itself felt very different from PAX. I'm used to not being able to move without, you know, you can't swing a dead cat without hitting 30 nerds, and that's how PAX Prime is. and here it was very all the aisles were open. You could walk down without hitting 17 people, and that was interesting.
The aisles were also a lot wider too.
Yes. Yeah. So it was definitely a different show. I think I said it to you guys that there's the industry shows like E3, and then there's consumer shows, which I think Eurogamer fits in. And then there's PAX, which sort of sits in the middle, kind of leans consumer, but it just feels a little bit different.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, like after talking like about, you know, watching your video on the PAX and talking to you about what, you know, what was there at PAX and what was here in Eurogamer, I can see it's probably more commercialised over here than maybe say PAX is. And what I mean by that is, I think we spoke about this on the day, it was, kind of finished products were at Eurogamer, you know, so you can go out and buy it now, and there's handing out leaflets with special codes on it, you know, so you get 10% off, and, you know, rather than more the developing of the games, you know, to get people's feedback. And I think there was only a few booths that were closed to the public, you know, you wasn't allowed to record it, but other than that, it was pretty much all open and pretty much available online, if that makes sense.
Indeed.
Yeah, you're getting more discount codes than you are beta codes.
That's right. Yeah. That's what I meant to say.
So let's. I'm going to pick on Das first because she's dealt with this before. Of the games at the show, obviously we're not AAA title people, but of the games that you saw, what were the ones that you remember?
Foul play.
Yeah.
But I'm not biased to that game at this point at all.
Liar.
Yeah, you know, actually, I'm right now going to send out a shout out to Paul Croft, who's the lead developer there at Mediatonic, because he's a really good guy and
Top guy, yeah.
Yeah, we might have gotten a Steam code from him. So.
Which has cascaded to. Now I have it, you guys. I don't want to play by myself.
You've all got it, basically.
Yeah.
I know I'm probably not going to freak out about it as much as other people here, but I do remember the Transport Tycoon coming to... Is it all tablets? Or
It's-
just iOS right now?
Android and iOS. I have the iPad and I know it is now available in the Apple Store. I don't know if it's yet in the Google Play Store for Android.
Okay, I remember there was... I called it the Indie Alley. I don't think that's what it was called at the show, but it was just a hallway with computers or tablets set up, and there was a ton in there. I do not remember the name of the one where you punch bears.
Oh, you punched the bear in the head. I remember that one.
That's Stocko's game of the show right there.
Oh yeah, when you look back and you say, like, I don't know, the game that sticks in your mind the most, it is punching a bear in the head. Is definitely right up there. And then the Oculus Rift. Totally two different games.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Well, at least we've got the spectrum covered. Let's see, I remember Out There. That one was fun to jump around in. That one I'm going to lose many hours in when I get it. There was another one that everybody else is kind of like, eh. It was Skipping Stones, and it was just a mellow game.
Oh.
It's a game of skipping stones. And doing a sort of... It reminded me a lot of Vindolente. So, there was that one. I remember an Introduction to... How does I English? Democracy 3, was it?
Yeah.
Yes, Fad gravitated to Democracy 3. Well, actually, that was the smaller orbit compared to two other games.
Yeah, well, I do have Democracy 2 right now, and they look like they've made some reasonable improvements with Democracy 3, so I'm looking forward to that one coming out, actually. You're running a government and you decide on the policies, the tax rates, you have to balance the budget, and you have to address situations, it's all on screen.
Do you shut down your government every 10 years?
You have to get re-elected.
No comment.
You have to get re-elected, so yeah, it's very interesting.
Let's see.
That's good.
I love it. Oh, me.
And you know, one other difference of Eurogamer is the 18+ zone. We don't have that in PAX. You just walk onto the show floor and you want to see somebody get murdered, it's on that screen. You want to see Scribblenauts, it's on the screen next to it. Nobody cares. So I found that kind of interesting that you have to go up into a separate area for Shadow Warrior and Watch Dogs and all that.
I remember Shadow Warrior. That was fun to watch Stalker for.
To be honest, I didn't even know the over-18s bit existed. It wasn't until somebody pointed out and said, "Come on, let's go upstairs." I was like, "There is an upstairs? Where?" You know, 'cause a lot of it you just see in the ceiling, so I didn't realise there was an upstairs until we moved over to the other side of the arena, and then I realised, yeah, okay, I see the 18 side. But yeah, I could have easily missed that for the whole day.
Well, I'm glad we dragged you upstairs for that.
Oh yes, definitely.
So Fad, what? I know which 3 games that you'll mention, but which games stand out in your mind from the show?
Okay, well, obviously the first one that we kind of found all together was Transport Tycoon, and yeah, I did jump up and down over that one because I was really pleased. The guys were so warm and welcoming, and they confirmed that they'd got the original author, Chris Sawyer, to come back to do the iOS version. So I thought that was a really, really good touch to make it really canon for everyone that's a fan of the series. Obviously, the other one that kind of really took me totally by surprise was the Room 2. And they'd got 2 exclusive levels that were basically they're still in testing and were available to us to play on the iPads there. And they were basically standing back watching as people kind of get stuck to see if they need to recode the game. So I had a good talk with the guys there, and I love the Room. So the Room 2 coming out by the end of the year is absolutely 2 thumbs up. Yeah, so, and of course, we did go for the Oculus Rift as well, so that was on Montague's Mount.
Yes.
And, yeah.
Yeah, we'll come back to the Oculus, because that one's just, that deserves a long-winded introduction to that one.
Yeah, again, I mean, it completely blew my mind. You guys will see when the footage comes up of my initial reaction, but that completely blew my mind. But it is, forget, if you haven't seen the Rift yet, just forget basically everything you think about 3D gaming and immersion, and just go and try that.
Excellent. All right, Stocko. Other than Shadow Warrior, which you were pants at, and Assassin's Creed 4, which you were pants at, and Wally showed you up on, and what else did you play?
Did I drag you onto Luftrausers?
You did, yep. So I changed my loadout, didn't I, to an underwater thing or something.
No, actually, I think you changed it to bullet propulsion. So you were shooting everything behind you, trying to accelerate. It was hilarious.
Yeah. It didn't last very long. But,
it was rather effective.
It looked really cool. Yes, Luftrausers. That was a good game. I think the biggest one. Obviously, I mentioned about punching the bear in the head with a tablet. That was definitely one. But I knew it was before I even went to Eurogamer, and that was Elder Scrolls Online. We wasn't allowed to show any footage of that, but I managed to watch a few people play that game, and it looks like Skyrim, but online. And that's not a bad thing, because Skyrim is such a really, really good game. So, again, I'm really, really interested to see when that comes out. I think it comes out in May. First quarter 2014, I think. But we'll put something on there. Well, there's a video that tells there's some guy who scared me. I went over to do some. I said to Wally, I said that, right, can you take a picture or whatever, or do some recording, and I'll just talk over. I've done a lot of presenting of games that I haven't got a clue about, but this one I kind of was a little bit clued up on. And this guy came rushing over and went, wait. So we're thinking, oh gosh, he's going to tell us off for filming. But he come to join me, and you'll see it in the video. But yeah, really, Elder Scrolls Online. I'm really looking forward to that one. The rest were really indies. Like, what was that one called? Oh, I should have written this down. Actually, I've got the manual just here. Do you want to go back to yours, Der, and I'll come back with my other two?
Sure. So I guess, of course, Foul Play, because the game is just so much fun. The best part for me, honestly, at the show was filming Stocko and Wally playing Foul Play, and the two of them are doing voices to it. And one of the devs is standing next to me, and she is in stitches when the zombie comes up, and Stocko goes dot. It's just like. So Foul Play was great. I mean, like I said, we have a key to it that we got from the dev. We bought another copy as well, so that everybody in the team, I think, now has a copy of Foul Play, so that we can we can all be foul and play.
So no change to normal.
Yeah. Out There, I really liked Out There. It's like Faster Than Light, but without all the combat, and I love that because the combat was really just so difficult in FTL. And I love the fact that I was sitting there, the dev was watching me, and I'm like just tapping away, like like mad, just jumping places. And I jumped into this area that there was no way out. And he's like, "Well, what did you do?" And I'm like, "I don't know. I just pressed buttons."
You
got sucked into a wormhole. No, it was a singularity. And you're like, let's go hop in it. And it teleported you.
Oh yeah, it was. I don't remember. I was just having fun because FTL, you have to think about everything you do. Like, am I going to get attacked? Can I actually defend myself? All of that. This is just, let me go here. Let me explore. Ooh, can I drill here for resources? Oh yes, I can. Can I make something? Yes, I can. And it was neat, and I really like it. I could see that if it comes to computer, and he did say it was going to come to computer, it's going to go in iOS first, but I would definitely buy it like in a heartbeat, just as a game that you just sit back, relax, and just explore, and that was cool. Watching Stocko play Shadow Warrior, I'm sort of more tempted to maybe look at Shadow Warrior.
Yeah, because you do these funky things with the sword, Like you try to open the door and it says, you can't open this door until you do something else. And then you have to go to the statue and you do this special, the sword into the statue. The statue explodes and the door opens. It takes a little while. There's a bit of a preview there for you peeps, so you know what to do when you come against a door you can't open. But again, it's really fun.
Yeah, when you say preview, that's because it took you 10 minutes to figure it out.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, and me and Das and Fad and Wally telling you go back to the statue.
Yeah, because it was actually in writing on the screen. But because you're so immersed in the game, this is my excuse. You don't tend to see writing. You don't want to read when you're playing a computer game, do you? You want to kill stuff with a sword. But it does help to read in computer games. To go forward within the game. So just Doctor's massive tip of the day. Yeah.
Did you find the other game that you saw?
I did. I've got a couple which caught my eye. Another one was something called Red Shirt. Can you guys remember that one? It's like a
yes.
Yeah. It's like Facebook in space, right? And basically, you're this dude. You create this character. I think I was a pink alien with a pink eye, and you basically start like at Star Trek, like with a red shirt, and you've got to move up. Basically, your whole objective is not to be on the away team, because that's when people die, isn't it? It's always like the main characters and a couple of people in red shirts, and you think, yeah, those two are going to die, and they always do. Well, the idea of this game is not to be one of those two people in the red shirts that's going to die on an away team. So you've got to kind of socially network your way up, and suck up to bosses, and try and become. You start lower than low. I think you're cleaning floors, and then you've got to be like a floor cleaning supervisor, and you've got to work your way up. There's a big list of jobs that you can do, but it just looks such a fun game. So I'm really looking forward to that. I think it's out in beta at the moment, so make sure you check that out. And another one, a Blast from the Past. Blast from the Past. I got that wrong. Blast from the Past was Stronghold Crusader 2. I don't know. Did you guys play the Stronghold series at all?
No.
Again, I'm on my own. Right. It's like a castle building type game, and I'm glad they brought it out in number 2. They brought it out online. I don't think it was very successful. It was one of these free-to-play ones. But they're actually bringing out a new, Crusader number 2. So check that out as well. That's gonna be fun. One more was Surgeon Simulator.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I tried to dissect an alien in space, tried to remove his brain, and I got a video of that somewhere, and it didn't go down quite well.
Color me shocked.
Yeah, but the hardest thing I think in that game is the controls anyway. But then trying to have it when you got floating, syringes and floating hammers and stuff. You're trying to grab it. It's near impossible. But I had a bit of fun on that, so that was pretty cool.
Now, Fad and Das ran away for a bit and found a game that they want to get.
Yeah, we left you guys in the corner and we queued up. We queued up on the PS3 side because the Xbox line was too long, and we wanted to play.
PC anyway.
Yeah, we're gonna play it on PC anyway. So it's Lego Marvel Superheroes. So that was looking at the graphics. I haven't seen some of the newer games that have been on the consoles for the Lego games, but the dudes were leaving little kind of Lego footprints in the sand, and the split screen, which I'm told came in with the Pirates of the Caribbean, but I haven't actually seen it myself, was really cool. And yeah, I just love the fact that the Hulk could de-Hulk and then Hulk out on screen. It's just brilliant.
Yeah, so you don't have to constantly throw a temper tantrum to get things done. You can actually be small enough to get through a doorway without breaking it.
Exactly.
Cost you a fortune though in clothes bills, wouldn't it?
No, he should just hush and get a latex outfit, not latex, spandex outfit and call it a day.
That's it, run
Yeah.
it.
And
Everyone's best friend.
obviously they only had Xbox and PS3 there at the moment. We did ask the question, is it coming to PC? And the answer was yes. We also asked about online multiplayer, and the guy was not sure. That they're looking at it, they're thinking about it, but they haven't got any confirmation yet. So, and if they do that, it'll be on the PC only. So basically, watch this space, really.
Yeah, I have a feeling it's going to be a DasTebbers co-op.
Maybe.
Well, I mean, they've got all the Lego games for Wii, but they don't do online co-op. I'm like, why would you do this?
Exactly.
Why would you make an internet-enabled console and then not let people play multiplayer?
It don't make sense. You know-
That's more the developer than it is the Wii, but we won't go there.
Another little bit of news.
Before it.
We met Prison Architect there, and me and Dur was just standing around going, God, I wonder when they're going to release these out of beta. Was it going to be out of alpha, sorry, and they released the game. So Dur went, I don't know, go ask. So I goes up to the guy and he said, when's Prison Architect going to be released? Don't know, no idea. So the game's still going to be in alpha for a little while yet. So they haven't got any plans to release a game.
All right, so let's we kind of teased it multiple times, but the Oculus. So Stocko, because he had a press pass, got to go in first, and I told him, go get an Oculus line, go queue for the Oculus and experience it. And he didn't.
No.
So I'm like, okay, the line's going to be ridiculous. So we've lost that. But then in the indie section, because as me and Das know, that you can usually find things if you look around, there was an Oculus on the game Dream. And I'm like, all right, Stocko, go stand in the line. And he stood in the line for about 2 minutes, and then comes over and goes, I don't want to stand in the line. And I'm like, okay, sure, we'll wait. And we went, finally, we'd seen most of the show, and it's like, all right, let's go check out the line for the Oculus. And we go, and the line is over 2 hours long. So Stocko's like, well, I don't think it's important enough. I'll wait. And
I'll see it next year, don't worry.
yeah, and I wasn't going to take that as a proper thing to do. So we kind of bided our time and goofed around doing other things. And then, what was it, Montague's
Mount.
Yeah, Montague's Mount had the Oculus as well, and the line was shorter. So I'm like, all right, that's it. I'm standing in this line, and you, Stocko, and you, Phaddman, are going to stand with me so that I can get you guys in the Oculus. And we put Phaddman in the Oculus first, and first, here's his reaction right when he comes out of the Oculus.
Alright, what were your first impressions coming out of the Oculus?
It was just amazing. I mean, there was a bird that flew past, and just the reality of it, you move, and yeah, just having the screens go with you. I mean, I can hear the guys behind me saying, so look down, do you see your feet? And you can actually do that, and you can't see them in the game, but that's just that particular game. Can you see the sky? Yeah, I can. Phenomenal. I really do believe, well, with the headphones and everything, yeah, it's the next big thing in gaming. It's got to be. Yeah. What more is there to say?
All right, so now that you've had time to think about it, any other thoughts about the Oculus?
Like I said, I just could not believe how much it's come on in terms of that technology, and talking with the developers as well, because I was quite intrigued before we actually went into it, just to kind of understand the technical, and it plugs in with just a DVI or an HDMI and a USB, so it couldn't be simpler. So the fact that it is so simple, and again, watching other people playing, wearing it, you expect it to be this really heavy thing on the front of your face, like you're just going to kind of plant your face down into the desk. But it really isn't. It was surprisingly comfortable. Obviously, with the right adjustments, I think it would have been better for me as well. But but as I said, a bird came flying past, and your immediate instinct is to follow it, and you actually can with this device. So completely sold. I will be buying one when they have a retail product, which I think they're talking about in the next kind of year or so, to have a retail product that's going to be of a standard that they want to sell. It's on sale now, but they recommend it's only for developers only.
Yep.
So,
yeah.
I'm sold.
All right, and then we put Stocko in the Oculus, and Wally did tease him a little bit while he was in the Oculus. But first, let's get Stocko's initial reaction when he got out of the Oculus.
Yeah, what were your thoughts there, Stocko?
It's like playing Skyrim, but being Skyrim. So basically, it's like I just felt like you were actually there. So like we had a big hut you had to walk in, and you're looking around, and you can actually hear the raindrops, and you look up and you can see the raindrops. It's so hard to describe, you know. Not using the left analog joystick as much is really nice for a game, and that's probably the best way to explain it, really. Not being lazy, but it's just great to, if you hear something, you can quickly, you know, so your initial reaction is probably quicker than using your thumbstick. If you hear something, by the time your brain registers, move your thumb, and, you know, it's, oh, and then you actually see what you're looking at. Amazing. So, stop those 2 thumbs up.
All right, so now that you've had time to think, any other thoughts about Oculus?
It's rubbish. Don't bother using it. No, I'm joking. Okay. The game Montague's Mount. I just googled it a minute ago just to have a look what the game's about. Because having this Oculus Rift on your face, you never need your left thumb anymore on a joystick, you know, because you just move forward and then you just use your head to turn, and it's something which you kind of get to grips with really quick. And then look, you know, when I put it on, first of all, you can see the screens, and it's not pure HD, these screens, and you're like, oh, okay. But then once you start looking past the screen, you see the objects, and you see these birds flying, you see the rain coming down, and you get, because you've got the headphones on, so you're fully immersed, and you feel like you're in the game. There's no other explanation to it. For me, anyway, it felt, if somebody come run at me with a knife, I'd be worried for my life, you know? And if that happens on Battlefield 4, you know, you're not really that worried, because you're sitting there with your Pepsi or whatever, and it's fine, but it feels like you're actually inside the game. There's no other explanation I can give than awesome.
So
yeah, and I have to praise Wally for teasing you whilst you were in the Rift, because you were teasing me, so...
I was, yeah. What I wanted to see, right, it was experiment. That's what I was doing. I was doing a gaming experiment to see if you could see my hand coming towards your face, you know? and you didn't, so that was just an experiment. There's no teasing involved. But,
okay,
yeah.
I think we'll leave that one up to the guys watching the video to vote on.
yeah, I didn't video Wally getting Stocko because Wally didn't tell me he was going to do it, but Wally suddenly reached out and slammed his hand down on Stocko's shoulder, and Stocko just about jumped out of his chair.
Yeah, because you're fully immersed. You think you're that person, and like outside noises, outside touches, like he tickled me or something, and then he slapped me, and it's just so foreign because you think you're in this world, and you're just walking up down this path, going into different buildings, and you know, you can hear the sounds of the birds coming past you and the raindrops, and you don't expect something to go, hey, ow! It's just it's just something you're not expecting. So
yeah, I think the thing that I found most disoriented was if you did use your left thumb to kind of change the view direction, you felt so totally disoriented for those few seconds.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, so I was trying my hardest not to use my left thumb, and I felt I enjoyed it a lot more, you know. Yeah, loved it.
So me and Das said after PAX that the next big thing in gaming is the Oculus Rift. Do you guys agree?
Oh
yes.
Without a shadow of a doubt, yeah. It is that good. It's that game changer, you know.
And it's that intuitive.
There's nothing else like it. It really is. You know, you can have people. You don't need a monitor anymore. You just need one of these Oculus Rifts to just stick over the top of your head. You don't need a monitor. You're not looking at the monitor. You can do everything with the Oculus Rift. And then you can take it one step further. You know, like you can have, you know, at work. You just get in at work. Yeah, the amount of money they save by not having a computer screen, a monitor. You just stick one of these things on and type away.
That might be kind of weird.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, I didn't think of that, but you can see what I'm trying to say. It's such a big game changer in the industry. Like the racing games and you know, massive multiplayer online. You know, you can imagine when you die as a character, you feel, you know, having these massive balls of whatever coming at you, you know, shooting you like plasma bolts. It feels like they're shooting you, not your character that you can see in, you know, over the shoulder cam. It's you they're shooting at, you know. And yeah.
Oh, I bet that'll make it rubbish to aim if all you see is like chain lightning coming at you.
Yeah.
That'll add an interesting degree of difficulty to those games. Bring it on.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's never ending. There isn't a game I can think of that won't benefit from using the Oculus Rift. That's how powerful this thing is.
Yeah, for the three of us, excluding DOS, imagine doing farming sim with the Oculus.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or Euro Trucker. It'd be so much easier.
The Euro Truck would be perfect because when you're looking at your left, you know, your left mirror, instead of using the stick, which, you know, can be a bit troublesome, you know, you just look left quickly and oh, brilliant! It actually feels like you'd be more immersed as a truckie than you would, you know, actually, you know, playing on the Xbox controller. So, no, bring it on, bring it on.
I just have to wonder if I'd see the 2x4 coming if I had the Oculus Rift.
Well, that's a problem for you to deal with Hitman on.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad that you guys got to experience Oculus. I was darned and determined that you guys were going to.
Thank you for making me stand there for an hour and a half. I really appreciate it.
Well, you know.
Was it an hour and a half? That's where I wandered off.
Yeah, you disappeared. Yeah.
I went and skipped stones.
Yeah, you skipped stones, and then you hung out with Paul over at the Foul Play booth for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm also glad that we got to go over to London and meet up with you guys and go to Eurogamer, and I'm glad that you guys got to experience Eurogamer.
Oh no, I think the best bit was hooking up with YouTube, definitely, and the other peeps that we hooked up with on the day. It was an awesome. You know, Eurogamer was a second thing that happened that day, but thoroughly enjoyed the weekend. It was absolutely fantastic.
And we have decided, and we'll go ahead and put it out there, we have decided that, assuming we can coordinate schedules, which is really the only drawback, we'll be in Boston for PAX East, all of us.
Yeah. Yeah, bring it on.
Your guys' turn to hop the pond. Enjoy the long flight.
It's not August, is it? Is it April?
It is April. Yep.
April. Yes. So April next year.
Yeah, I'm going to consider whether or not I can commandeer one of our ships and just kind of come over in luxury.
Well, I don't mind going by boat, lad. If you.
Yeah, I'll commandeer one of the ships and we'll just have a cruise ship, just the two of us.
Oh, that'd be great. The dance floor all to myself.
Yeah, that was something we haven't mentioned yet. But you're dancing on the Just Dance little van.
I was going to take the video out with him dancing on the Just Dance van, but yes.
Oh, good. Thank you. We can cut this bit out. It's fine. You know, I'm totally cool with it. So we're going to fly over to Boston next year to PAX.
The PAX Convention Hall in Boston is probably 3 or 4 times larger than the Eurogamer Hall.
Wow.
And
yeah,
then,
I was going to ask, did you have numbers for Eurogamer?
No, I didn't find any numbers for Eurogamer. And then there's all of the talks that go on as well that you can go to. And for Wally, who is a big board game fan, there's and Warhammer fan, there's whole sections devoted to that as well.
I think we should just explain who Wally is. Really, we've mentioned it a few times, and people are going, "Who the hell's Wally?"
Yeah, who is Wally?
Well,
Where's Wally?
Where's Wally?
Where's Wally? That's where we got his name from. He was my cameraman for the day. I did say I was going to bring somebody along to do some videoing and you know,
Show you how to play the games.
well, yeah, yeah. If I knew he was that good at gaming, I wouldn't have brought him. I would have brought somebody else. But he kept walking off. He just, you know, Duro just turned around and goes, "Stocko, where's your friend gone?" I'm like, "Oh right, okay." So we used to go find Rob again. This happened like 4 or 5 times, and then in the end we just called him Wally because it was more like, "Where's Wally?" But yeah, he's the cameraman. So hopefully that feels on it. And I'm a better gamer than him as well. Just
We did lose him in the retro gaming section a couple times.
I just have to
He
say,
lost me in there too, so.
yeah. I was going to say, if you're a better gamer than him, you just hit it very well on the day.
I can kick his butt on Farming Simulator and Euro Truck. Bring it on!
Oh, but Assassin's Creed or Shadow Warrior or Foul Play or
All the other games I played. Retro,
Yes.
Yeah, okay. But you know, to my defence, no, I've got nothing.
I was gonna say there's gonna be nothing there.
Yeah.
All right, so I think we'll wrap it up here. Thank you all for watching us babble on about Eurogamer.
Yes. If there's any questions that you guys want to ask, put some comments down below. We're going to have a few links in the descriptions as well, aren't we?
Yes, we'll link, if you're watching this on one channel, this will be on everybody's channel, and everyone will link their top games in their description. Yep. So if Phaddman talked about a game you want to see and you're watching on Stockoglaws' channel, you're going to have to go to Phaddman's channel to get the link.
Ha ha ha.
Yeah.
Nicely done.
Yeah.
Alright, so, and we will, next time we have something like this will be next year coming out of PAX East.
Wow. I told you I was going to America.
Does America know what it's in for?
Going to America. That song, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Okay, I'm getting too excited. I better calm down.
I'm going to show the Just Dance video again, just because of that.
Oh.
Alright. Alright, everybody. Bye.
Bye.